AM950 history. All new and current sustaining members who make a recurring donation of $10 will receive an AM950 2025 calendar as a thank you. If you make a monthly recurring contribution of $25 or more, you'll receive a thank you of both the AM950 calendar and a signed copy of Tom Hartman's latest book. Make a one-time $30 donation, you'll get a calendar as a thank you, or make a one-time $100 donation, you'll receive both the AM950 calendar and a signed Tom Hartman book as a thank you. It's really simple to become a member of AM950. Go to our webpage, am950radio.com. Click on the membership button and sign up. The website has all the details on the different levels, the 2025 calendar, and Tom's book. Thank you to everyone who, over the last 5 years, has continued to help support AM950, one of the last true progressive radio stations in the country. Thanks for keeping AM950, the progressive voice of Minnesota, on the air.
This is Andy Otto, your host of Twin Cities Pride Amplified, inviting you to join us this Saturday at 3 p.m. as we discuss our newest adventure, the Pride Cultural Arts Center. With the help from the Minneapolis Culture Arts Department, we are bringing back the Gayborhood. We'll talk about how we're going to use this new space and how you can be part of it. That's this Saturday at 3 p.m. right here on AM 950, the progressive voice of Minnesota.
Greg Bakun here. I've told you about the out-of-the-world roast beef sandwiches at Maverick's Real Roast Beef, but I haven't told you about their Philly steak sandwiches, turkey, bacon, avocado sandwich, BLT, crispy chicken, fish sandwiches, brisket, or pulled pork. Okay, you get the idea. They make a lot of delicious food to the same standard as their famous roast beef sandwiches, and now I'm starving. I'm going to go to Maverick's Real Roast Beef off Lexington and Roseville, and you need to go too. Check out their menu at mavericksbeef.com.
With your AM 950 weather, I'm Brett Johnson. Look for a mix of snow and sleet tonight with a low around 16. Saturday, some light snow with a high near 30, and Sunday, cloudy with a high around 36. Thanks for supporting AM 950. To show our appreciation, we're offering the 2025 AM 950 calendar with Matt McNeil's photos and progressive history. Donate $10 monthly or $30 one time to get it, or include Tom Hartman's signed book with $25 monthly or $100 one time. Learn more at am950radio.com.
Portions of the following program may be pre-recorded.
The views expressed and the opinions given by the individual host, guest, random reptoid, or chupacabra may not necessarily reflect those of AM 950 Radio, its affiliates, or its sponsors. Now, it's time to step into the unknown. There are things people experience but never talk about. A shadow moving in the corner, flickering of the lights, a disembodied voice. We invite you to talk with us. Share your story, share your experience, because this isn't just your story. This is our story. This is GhostBox Radio with Greg Bakun.
Casual Friday. Casual Friday. Casual Friday on GhostBox Radio.
And this is GhostBox Radio on AM 950, where every night we talk about the paranormal, ufology, Bigfoot, and so much more. My name is Greg Bakun. Thank you very much for joining us. It is Casual Friday, but I will say that we are devoting the night to talk about what we've been hearing and seeing in the skies over the past week or two. And we're talking about these mysterious drones tonight, and we're going to talk about what we know, where we're seeing them. And I'm asking anybody who has seen them and maybe seen them in areas that people haven't talked about seeing them yet. If you want to call in tonight and you want to let us know what you're seeing, what's going on, give us a call, 952-946-6205, 952-946-6205. We're going to be talking about this. You can put it into the comments if you want as well. I've been getting reading posts in like local community pages, not like paranormal pages on Facebook, but local community pages where we're talking about, or we're not, they are talking about what they're seeing. And I am talking about like posts that were made 10, 15 minutes ago. And we're talking, and I'm trying, I think this is something that's serious we want to talk about. I do want to be careful, folks. I do not want to give this the level of like War of the Worlds in 1931 or something like that. Obviously, there isn't anything to be frightened about, to our knowledge.
Sure
But,
thing, Orson.
but yeah, we want to make sure that we're getting out the information, because this is like real time unexplored territory that we're talking about here. And so even though we don't have answers, we want to get as many as many thoughts and information into as much as possible. And our question of the week is basically this, and that is, what do you think these drones are? If you haven't seen them, if you have seen them, just what do you feel they are for the psychic mediums out there, or people who are just thinking about this stuff? Do you get a vibe? Do you get a feeling from it? We're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about some other stuff here as well. Also want to say hello to Adam over in Eden Prairie there. How are you doing tonight?
Doing well tonight. I unfortunately haven't been outside this evening at all. I've been stuck in the bunker here doing work, so I haven't been able to check out the skies of EP. But I haven't actually seen anything, but I live like so in the metro that I honestly couldn't even see a plane or a helicopter go over. So
It's interesting, and we'll hit on this a little bit more as the night goes on, where some of these locations around the Twin Cities and outside the cities that we have been getting information from. We stole a news a news story from Fox 9 that I'm going to be playing in a little bit. For those who,
a strong word.
I mean, I'm giving them credit, right?
Right. So you didn't steal it. You may have lifted it.
We'll find out if it was the right thing to do on Monday, I'm sure. But it's a really a good way of a local angle of what's happening. And this was from a couple days ago. I do want to say real fast a couple things. First of all, all for the last few days, it's been below zero. Today it wasn't. It was 16 above. And I can't tell you, and I know you hadn't been outside a whole lot. It's amazing how 16 above zero feels so much different than 8 degrees below zero. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it really is night and day. And especially when the wind doesn't blow. 16 is tolerable. It's t-shirt and shorts weather.
It literally is. It was just like, hey, I could get used to this. I was like, well, no, it's 16 degrees out. I mean, it's like, I don't know. My threshold generally is about 20 degrees. But this was like, where's the sand in the ocean I can lay on here? It's like we're in the tropics out here now.
Yeah.
So
well, when I got in today around 1, that was a very strong sun, and it felt really good.
Strong suns are the best suns. That's the way I've always been told. No one's ever said that to me. No. Yeah. You can see like the Raisin Brand sun with its like 2 scoops and with muscles in its arms and stuff.
We would be the California Raisins of strong suns.
Right, exactly. And also don't forget, it's Friday the 13th. So it's all sorts of things are happening, converging today on GhostBox Radio. It's a pretty incredible. So before we get too into the weeds on things, a couple things I wanted to talk about. First of all, I wanted to thank everybody. And if you watched Myth or Mystery last night, I'm going to tell a story that I told from there. So I apologize for duplication there. But I wanted to thank everybody for the outpouring of Linus. He, obviously affected me very much, and people have been so kind and sending me so many messages. And I just got one from a friend, actually, like right before we went on the air about Linus, and it was really wonderful. And in the field and in the world that I live in, we believe that all energy can come back and talk to us, interact with us. We've done shows about pets in the afterlife and whatnot. And I want to tell a story of what happened to me just a couple days ago. And in my house, it's a 2-story house, a basement as well, but we don't talk about that. A 2-story house, and to get upstairs, you have to use the stairs. Imagine that. And it's one of the stairs that you go up the stairs, and there's like a couple stairs. There's a landing, and then you go up again. It's another landing, and then you go up where the second floor is. That second landing, right before getting to the top floor, was always a place that Linus. I would tap my fingers on that landing. He would come running up the stairs, and he'd flop down, and I would tickle his big old tummy and the usual cat stuff. And it was a nightly routine. Okay, so a couple nights ago, I don't have a lot of lights on in here because light is not my friend. And I'm walking and I look at the stairwell and it's just like, ah, it's interesting. It seems different. And I stop and I go back. And I forgot I was going to put the picture in because I took a picture of it. I have two lights on that where that that landing is. One that's part of an outlet that automatically turns on. It's like a night light sort of thing. And another one that I haven't that's just meant to be like an accent light on by the stairs there. I haven't turned on in at least 10 years. And guess what? That light was on. And it was like a spotlight onto the landing. No other lights were on except for those two. And that's what got my attention. It's like, it's awfully bright. It's like, oh, one of the lights are on that I haven't turned on in years, literally years. And there it was on, where Linus and I had spent a lot of time where just, just petting him and hanging out with him and stuff. And I thought that was pretty profound, actually. And, when you have stuff like that happen, it's, it doesn't do anything but help. It makes you feel better. It makes you feel good. And so I wanted to share that because there was a lot of people who had very kindly reached out and gave their, their support and stuff. And that, you know what? I believe that I got him. I believe that he came through. And I'm just hoping that that's just the first of many occurrences through the rest of time for me that Linus comes through. So I thought that was very cool.
That is.
Are you crying over there, Adam? Are you crying over?
Shut up, man. It's dusty in here, but that is. Shut up! I got a heart.
Well,
that is very touching, and it definitely. Your boy came back to say, "Hey."
Yeah, but it's, I hate to say it's never enough. I don't want to be greedy. It's just never, it's like, okay, can you do it again? I keep looking over there. It's not on. It's like, first of all, enjoy that moment.
Mm-hmm.
And, but I think there'll be more, I think there'll be other things. And other people have said to me because he was such a little creep in life and would do, just so much to make sure that, it's like all cats. If you're talking to somebody like on the phone, or if we're doing like a live or something, the assumption is that I'm actually talking to him. That's his assumption. Like, oh, you're talking to me. So that's why I used to always shut my doors to the studio, because he otherwise would come in and start like, kneading with his very sharp claws my leg and all that good stuff. And it's like, nope. So it's pretty incredible. So I'm grateful for that. That was very nice.
That is a fantastic moment. I'm so glad you got it.
Thank you very much. And thank you, Linus, for it. The other thing I wanted to say is since Wednesday's show, we had Moon Girl on, right?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been able to get Ohio out of my mind. I feel like I see it everywhere. And I was watching an episode of The Simpsons tonight because I'm on, because I'm pretty down at the moment. I've been watching stuff that I know makes me laugh, and I love The Simpsons. I love it. And that people are like, oh, it hasn't been good since series whatever. I find it continually funny. I love it. And there was an episode where Marge and Homer end up going to see Uncle whatever, I forget his name, in Toledo, Ohio. And they decide instead, because the kids didn't go along, they went to Miami. And the kids realized that that Marge and Homer were lying to them, because all of a sudden they're watching TV and there's breaking news that a massive tornado is just going through Toledo, Ohio, and is demolishing the hotel they're staying in. And it's like, oh my God. And then Moon Girl said it's like natural disasters and stuff. I don't know. I'm hoping that she is not right on that, but I've been hearing Ohio pop up so many times since Wednesday. It's just kind of weird, quite frankly.
And in all reality, Ohio and Pennsylvania, because she also mentioned Pennsylvania in that.
She did.
not only are they both very paranormally charged states, which there
Mhm.
are so many hauntings in both of those states, but they also do get a lot of tornadic action in
Big
that region. So when she was saying that, that's the only thing that really popped in my mind is like they're going to get plastered with tornadoes probably then this upcoming year if it's going to be natural or one of the rivers really floods like badly.
Yeah, yeah. And because it's such a strange to me, it's such a strange prediction because Ohio is kind of it's not in the middle of anything, but it's not like, most times people have predictions about states that are on coastal lines, or maybe the Midwest of like, that there's going to be some, just like famine or something like that. There's whatever. But to be like Ohio is, and note, I'm not making fun of her for saying that. It's just something that has stuck with me and been kind of like, that is just such a kind of an out of nowhere sort of prediction that it sounds like it could very well be true. You know what I mean?
And growing up, I grew up about an hour from Cincinnati. So if it's like,
Mhm.
let's say the Ohio River flooding, that's affecting Cincy and it's going to affect Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
So that could be, and it's going to affect Louisville as well. So that could be a horrible, horrible time down there if the natural disaster is flooding down there. That's just going to be nasty all the way around because there are rivers all over there. So if one's going to go, another one's going to go.
We are very, very positive today. It's a very positive episode of, GhostBox Radio. Speaking of Kentucky, you know what I'm going to say.
What we got? Ernie hasn't called yet.
Thank God. But
Yes.
no, that Bobby Mackey's was torn down.
Yeah, that went down this week finally.
Yeah.
I remember they were selling the merchandise that was inside at auction. Did you get in on any of that?
No, I don't. I don't need that in my house. That being said, I'm reading comments when they're showing pictures of it being torn down in some of the threads, and they're just like, "Good riddance, it's an evil place." Folks, it wasn't an evil place. And if you actually did a little bit of research, you will see that all the stuff that people are attributing to the hellhole or whatever that thing was.
Well,
Yeah, that it's been proven to be actually not what the folklore had been for all of these years. And I remember I investigated there back in 2015, and my friend Nicole and we did it, and we talked before about how we were able to do an investigation of Carl, his place. He was kind of the not handyman, I guess, but he was
like the caretaker, night
caretaker's
watchman.
a better word for it. And that there was something beautiful about that, actually, that we've been asked not to talk about from spirit as it happens. But then we were in the bar area doing our investigation, and something was happening over by the bar. And that was the first time I've ever done anything where someone used the term alien in our investigation, because Nicole was like, this isn't earthly. Whatever that is, it's not earthly. So it was kind of shadow person.
Mhm.
It was incredible. But I had a lot of people when I was posting pictures that this is where we're investigating tonight. They're like, "Oh my God, go jump in a pool full of holy water. Your soul is going to be this." What, folks? It wasn't all of that. I'm not saying it wasn't haunted, because it certainly was, but it wasn't evil like everyone thinks it is, and people just believe what they watch on Ghost Adventures and all the other shows that don't care about history, and they just say whatever they want to, and that's where we run into these issues. And for those who are going to put in the comments, well, I've been there and I was scratched. Well, what were you doing? What were you doing to get scratched?
Were
And
you
be
provoking?
honest.
Yeah. Were
Be
you?
honest.
Yeah. One of the shows, I want to say it was the one with Katrina Weidman and Ozzy's kid, Jack.
Yeah.
they have this photograph that is actually really, really cool photograph. It's of the bar, and when you zoom in on the bar right behind one of the poles, there was an anomaly that honestly looked like Carl's face.
It's
And
interesting.
to me, that was really cool. And that was one of the photos that you see it, you kind of got the chills.
And that is exactly where we saw our stuff. That's
There you go.
exactly. That was
And we
exactly.
haven't talked about this prior. Holy crap, that's kind of neat.
So yeah, it's pretty crazy. Okay, folks, let's do this. We want to get to a break here. When we come back, let's kind of dig into what we know about the drones. Once again, you are more than welcome to call in. Tell us your experience. If you've seen anything, what does it look like? Where you were when you saw it? We want all of it, okay? Call in 952-946-6205, 952-946-6205. It's Casual Friday over here on GhostBox Radio, and we'll be right back.
If you own a holistic or metaphysical business and are looking to expand, then you need to be listed on metamorphosisconnections.com. It's a network where you can grow with like-minded practitioners and reach new clients. Metamorphosisconnections.com is an online directory you need to list yourself and your business. Our platform makes it easy for you to create listings of your products and services, and you can also choose to list your classes, events, and so much more. Metamorphosisconnections.com helps you create weekly and monthly promotional ads targeted towards your potential clients and promotes them for you via social media and newsletter. There are clients searching for your specialty right now. Let us help them find you. Start your listing today so you can share your own unique gifts and talents by finding the level of membership that best fits your needs. Let us help you reach your clients that are searching for what you do. Visit metamorphosisconnections.com and sign up today.
Are you one of thousands of individuals who know you have psychic abilities but don't know how to tap into your higher self? Refined Divine is an extremely gifted psychic medium who offers classes that can help you reach your goals. Refined Divine holds classes Monday and Thursday at her 2 locations and via Zoom. Classes consist of manifestation, learning psychic abilities, shadow work, and healing trauma. Refined Divine has helped thousands, and she can help you.
This is Psychic Medium Deb. You can go to refineddivinepsychic.com.
Hey, it's Patrick. Is your home ready for the holidays? 'Tis the season to be jolly, and nothing makes me jollier than a clean home. With the holidays right around the corner, it's time to get ready for friends and family, and what better way to do that than with my friends at Zero Res? If you've never had Zero Res over at your home, take it from us. Zero Res was just out at the station to clean our carpets this past month. They're great to work with. Our carpets look great, and they even got some spots out that we didn't think would come out. They were on time, professional, and we loved working with them, and the station looks great. So if you're looking for help getting your home into holiday shape, give our friends at Zero Res a call at 952-ZERO-RES or go to ZeroResMinnesota.com. This month, get 3 rooms Zero Resified starting at just $129 and take $75 off of an air duct cleaning. That's ZeroResMinnesota.com or call 952-ZERO-RES and ask for the AM 950 special. The holidays are coming soon, so don't wait and book now.
Casual Friday. Casual Friday. Casual Friday on GhostBox Radio.
And it is Casual Friday here on GhostBox Radio, special drone edition of Casual Friday, as we are trying to kind of piece together any information and share out any information about what we're seeing. We're not trying to start a panic, folks, by the way. We're not trying to be like, go to the basement, hide. Really, we're just trying to figure out what's going on. We don't know what any of this stuff is. It could be something very simple, but it's and one of the things that Adam, you and I talked about prior to the show too is it could just very simply be that some people are seeing drones or whatever it is, and other people are seeing stuff in the sky that may be nothing like it, but your not, I don't want to say your imagination. I don't want to minimize what people are saying, but it's so easy to get the snowball rolling downhill. You know what I mean?
It is, and it's so easy for copycats, if you will, because 3 weeks ago when this started in Jersey, and southern New York, a lot of people were freaked out about it. And the footage there was very, very convincing. But as these last couple of weeks have gone on, and some of the other videos that we're seeing, you're starting to see blue and red safety lights. So I think there are people out there who are trying to just get a rise out of other people.
Well, and I also, I maybe I'm a little bit more, I think part of it can be too that people don't necessarily think that, that there wouldn't be a reason why they would have green and red lights. It's something that you don't really think about. Those of us who are following this stuff very closely, we might be like, oh, that seems to be something more man-made or human-made than, say, alien origin. We would think, but we don't even know that either, right?
Right.
So
they could also use, different colored lights for different things. So we just may be seeing a light. Who knows if that light is projecting something.
Well, what I'd like to do is, and Courtney put into the comments, mine was from, well, she first says that I've had them over my house. I just posted my video today. Mine was from at least November, possibly October, and mine are green and red lights. And I think what Adam is talking about, and maybe this is what you're seeing as well, Courtney, is like the blinking lights that you get like on airplanes or anything else that's like FAA regulated has those lights to it. And you see it on the Starship Enterprise, because that's what we think happens. I think what we're saying is that we wonder if it's possible that anything of a true alien origin wouldn't need that, right?
You would think, but then again, we don't really know anything about them, so they could easily be using them as well.
Absolutely.
Maybe they only see in red and green light. They can't see in the same light that we do, so the red and green there is how they see.
Courtney goes on to say, we live in northern Wisconsin, and yes, we thought it was an airplane at first. Courtney, if you like to, feel free to call in 952-946-6205. Anyone can call in if you've seen them. 952-946-6205. For those of you who do not know what we're talking about, Fox 9 did a fantastic story on it a couple days ago, and here it is.
Well, this is an interesting story. People in Northfield keep seeing mysterious lights in the nighttime sky. The sightings come as people on the East Coast report seeing large drones that they can't explain.
The East Coast sightings now have the FBI's attention, with the White House even chiming in. Fox 9's Mike Manzoni spoke with eyewitnesses in Northfield tonight, and Mike, they're not sure what they're looking at.
Yeah, but they say what they're seeing is similar, maybe not the same, but similar to what people are seeing in New York, in New Jersey. Here's one video here where you can kind of see one or two orbs kind of hovering, floating around. At times they move, eventually disappear. What are they? No one knows.
We started trying to follow them, but they won't be followed. They're kind of like they disappear.
Deborah Wagner doesn't know what she keeps seeing over her Northfield home.
And then these things, whenever anybody would kind of come towards them, they'd back off.
But her daughter, Chrissy Grady, sees them too.
Are these UFOs? Are they a government thing? Like, what are they?
It's really low.
I know it is.
You gotta follow it. There's another one up there.
Oh, crap.
Chrissy and her kids took this video when they saw flashing lights that moved away after they spotted them.
Well, it obviously sees me. I gotta pretend like I'm actually driving. Watched both of them. So now there's 4.
They started seeing the lights over the summer, and now it's a nightly thing.
They would come and kind of like hover, and then we would go outside, and then they would leave.
About 1,000 miles away in New York and New Jersey, this is what people are seeing in the skies. Eyewitnesses say they look like SUV-sized drones, and those sightings now have even the White House's attention.
Obviously, this is something that DHS and FBI are tracking very, very closely.
Well, I don't want it to come closer.
As for what Chrissy and her mother Deborah keep seeing here in Minnesota, well, they don't know.
Right now, just the unknown is driving us crazy and making us mad.
But they do know what you're probably thinking.
I was like, oh man, everybody's gonna think, oh, go have another glass of wine, Mom.
And Chrissy says she did reach out to the sheriff's office, but they didn't have any answers for her. In the studio tonight, Mike Manzoni, Fox 9.
Thank you, Mike Manzoni from Fox 9. We really appreciate that, Mike. So that's just a little bit of background for those who may not know exactly what's going on. I think that was a really good report that just kind of summarizes a lot that's been going on. Now, here's the thing, okay? In Minnesota, we have had people who have had sightings in Anoka. We've had people who have had sightings in, we just heard Northfield. Tonight, I was reading about people who have had sightings in St. Michael, in Albertville, and in Maple Grove tonight as well. And so that is really interesting. Also, I want to read real fast. Let's see if I can find it, because I took a screen grab of some of this stuff as well. Just in the St. Michael bulletin board, someone had posted, did anyone tonight see what almost looked like a big meteor falling but glowing green? Once again, folks, please know we're not trying to start a panic. Just want to be very clear about this. I saw it about 20 to 30 minutes ago, and this was right before the show. Saw it about 20, 30 minutes ago, looking southwest in our backyard in Albertville. Anyone know what that was? Didn't get a pic since it happened so quick. I was originally thinking a meteor, but the object was glowing bright green. And I did see somebody in Maple Grove say that they saw it as well. Now, also tonight in Maple Grove, someone posted on Facebook, anyone else see the drones flying over? About 8:15 p.m., came from the east and turned south. We saw about 6 of them. Now, then we go over to the Anoka page and see if I can find that real fast here. And in the Anoka page, let's see here. Somebody wrote, my daughter took video of it. We were laughing, saying alien invasion, alien invasion. Maybe it wasn't as funny as we thought we were being. And I was trying to reach out to this person to see if they had the video that we could see it or have them come on and talk about it. So I'm not sure. Now, Carol has written in the comments, I live in Hasbrook Heights, New Jersey, and I've seen from my backyard looks like something much larger than a drone, and it looked like 5 white lights that would separate and come back together. Now, a lot of people, like the ones in Anoka, which was over, they say over an emissions factory, they said that the drone was about the size of an SUV, which is what other people have been saying as well. So
yeah, those were the initial reports too out of New York and New Jersey, where they were about the size of an SUV or a sedan.
Absolutely.
And that is big. And, to be honest with you, I would love to see if anybody, like amateur pilots, have gotten any footage from above. Like, people who fly Cessna privately or, private helicopters, things like that.
It's interesting, right? Because, and a lot of times it seems like that, apart from some that we've been getting, you like the Northfield one. I mean, that's out in the middle of, rural Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's, and not that Anoka is rural Minnesota or Maple Grove, but, I do wonder if we've gotten anything. Now, Courtney said that she could send the video, and let's see if I can, if you've tagged me, it should show up on my feed. Let's see if it does or not. Courtney, what did you tag? Did you tag my myself or my radio show? Because if I can, I'll try to bring it through. Let me know if there's any swearing in it, though, because we can't have that, okay? Let's see here. And then, so Carol said that she lived in New Jersey, and she says that she's very close to the Teterboro Airport, about 5 minutes away, excuse me. And let's see. Oh, so you sent it to my GhostBox radio page. Okay, I'll take a look at that. And she's like, I don't think I swore. Well,
I'll have my
if you knew for certain. Yeah, that's true. You're there. Jill has said, one of our news here, I'm in Central California, Fox 26 has reported of someone witnessing a triangular one flying near the state route 180, and then it's split apart as 3 parts that Fox News is looking into it. And this is Fresno County, where I live. Now, here's the thing. Because now we're getting into an area where they're getting different, and some are getting really more bombastic, right? And I not that I'm saying I don't believe anybody, because who am I to say that? But I can't help but wonder, some of these stories start growing because people are letting either fear or their imagination getting the best of them in some of these situations. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but at the same time, it could be just different waves of UAPs being sent in, whether it be man-made or not man-made, but different waves of them, different styles.
Just going over to my Facebook page here.
Maybe some of them carry other alien life forms, some of them carry equipment. There's the theory that aliens already have underground bases under the ocean. So that's why we've seen the different iterations of UFOs over the years too. Some, if you think about it, kind of like semis bringing in materials, other ones bringing in, life forms to operate the underground bases or underwater bases, if you will. We could be seeing something like this. I mean, it almost kind of reminds me of, even though it was right around Roswell and alien fever was at a high pitch, but there were so many more UFO reports in those like 5 to 7 years after the initial Roswell incident. Then they cooled off for a while, then they got heavy again, then they cool off for a while, and now it seems like we're in another heavy period of UFO UAP sightings, not only in the US but around the globe.
So it's pretty crazy, and that this is all happening not long after the congressional hearings, the most recent ones. I don't know. And so I'm having, Courtney, I'm going to your page. I'm having a hard time finding it. And I think it's because we're not friends. I mean, we're friends, but we're not friends on Facebook. I don't know if I sent it in Messenger too. Okay. Because I want to see if we can get this. I don't know if you could find me as just a regular human being on Facebook and send it that way through Messenger. We can kind of go from there. Let's see here. A couple people are posting and giving us some comments here. Kathy says it could be that triangle shape is a formation and they could break apart into individual ones. Absolutely. Let's see. Jill says, what if it's a mixture of both of ours, like drones and also alien tech, checking out what the heck are these humans up to now? Just saying, or it could be a partnership. It's funny because, Adam, I mentioned to you that Shar and I were talking about this and prior to the show, and she, as a medium, she says, I don't think this is alien. And that's my gut feeling on this as well. But I also said, if it's not alien and say it's government, that actually scares me a little bit more. And this is where, once again, I want to be very clear. My feeling on this sort of thing is I think there's a difference between politics and government, and that politics is kind of the public facing of government. Government does all sorts of things on the on the inside, and that's where I think that if there is anything that's alien related, that there is all the stuff with people using remote viewing and all that stuff, I feel like that that's very different from politics. And that being said, I just think that is something that we have to think about all that. Okay, here, let's see here. Okay, I think I got what we possibly need here. Let's do this. Let's take our break. Let me see if I can formulate some stuff here. We're getting some stuff in the comments. This is great. Keep it coming. I want to know your opinion. And there are no wrong opinions, by the way. And there's a lot going on here. Yeah, keep them coming. Wade, I see yours. We'll read yours after the break. and we'll just keep things going. We're doing a very special edition tonight, talking about the drones. You're listening to GhostBox Radio on AM 950.
Have you ever met someone who not only can help you on a deep spiritual level, but also potentially change your life? Refined Divine is an extremely gifted psychic medium who travels the nation and lives right here in the Midwest. And she offers mediumship, mentorship, house and business parties, energy healing, palm readings, and so much more. Refined Divine has helped thousands, and she can help you.
Hi, this is Psychic Medium Deb. I cannot wait to hear from you. You can go to refineddivinepsychic.com.
Greg Bakun here. Like you, I love good, fresh, delicious food. So I want to tell you about this treasure in Roseville called Maverick's Real Roast Beef. Maverick's has the best roast beef sandwiches I've ever had. Made fresh every order. Add fries or onion rings dropped in the fryer when ordered, and you have a winning combination. Maverick's Real Roast Beef has a lot more than roast beef, so check out their website, mavericksbeef.com, or check out their restaurant on Lexington in Roseville.
Reach your highest level of consciousness and well-being with metamorphosisconnections.com. Metamorphosisconnections.com is an online directory of the best holistic and metaphysical practitioners to help you make your most informed choices. You can search metamorphosisconnections.com for classes, events, wellness and life coaches, plus metaphysical products and shops. You can also search for a wide array of healers from all modalities, including EFT, sound healing, energy healing, light therapy, ancestral healing, shamanic healing, reflexology, past life regressions, hypnotherapy, yoga, and more. And if you're not sure where to start, the search feature on metamorphosisconnections.com is tailored to help both those who know what they are looking for and those who are just starting. Come explore the possibilities for your higher self by visiting metamorphosisconnections.com. Their experienced practitioners can guide both beginners and those that are already on their spiritual journey. That's metamorphosisconnection.com, your link to direct you on your spiritual transformation.
Thanks to everyone who's continued to support AM 950. Good news, the AM 950 2025 calendar is here, featuring photos I took around Minnesota and important progressive dates. Members that sign up for a one-time $30 membership will receive a 2025 AM 950 calendar as a thank you gift. Make a one-time $100 donation, you'll get the AM 950 calendar and a signed copy of Tom Hartman's latest book as a thank you. Go to am950radio.com for the details on the membership. That's am950radio.com. Thank you so much for supporting AM 950, the progressive voice of Minnesota.
Casual Friday. Casual Friday. Casual Friday on GhostBox Radio.
It is Casual Friday here in GhostBox Radio, a very special edition, actually, as we are really kind of doing kind of like a crowd merge of information about these drones that we've been hearing about and seeing and whatnot. And I just want to say, join us on Monday on GhostBox Radio with Greg Bakun. Our guest is going to be author Tom Conwell, and he's going to join us. He's written many books about aliens and whatnot, and we're going to be talking about alien disclosures, ascension, the government hearings. We are going to also obviously talk about these drones, get his take on it. It's going to be a pretty incredible conversation. I just want to let you all know up front, normally I don't say when we do a pre-record. This is going to be a pre-record because of Tom's schedule. So you please listen. You're going to be able to get a lot of great information. I just want to let you know you won't be able to really ask questions, but there are questions I can pass along to Tom, or you can reach out to Tom about as well. So lots and lots to talk about here. Real fast, let me see if I can get this figured out here. Thank you, first of all. Courtney sent me the video. Let me see if I can share it to our screen here with her permission that we are showing this. And let's see here if I can get this on here. We'll make this full screen. I'm going to mute this. Make this full screen so you can see it. And getting back here, we'll play it again. Oh, that's interesting. It won't play. Here, let's see if I can get to. It's odd. For some reason, it's not playing. Let's see if I go back. There's another video that she took. Sorry, folks who are listening to the radio, because this is something we wanted to share. Is video of it. So the other one is there's a lot to it, but this is the first one. You're seeing it, Adam?
Yeah, I'm seeing it over here. Oh my goodness.
It's interesting, isn't it? Now, I'm going to go back to the other one. Well, it's about 20 seconds left of this one. We'll leave it on. The thing is the other one also has a really good shot, and it looks like a drone. So very interesting. This stuff is very, very interesting.
Now, a question I have to the folks who are in the chat who have witnessed these: has there been any noise with them?
Oh, interesting question. Okay, take a look at this one, because look at that.
Oh, wow.
So, and that looks like a drone, right?
It does.
It also looks like something out of Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
But at the same time, it does look like a drone, but it doesn't look like a drone.
Yeah. Well, it's like red and green lights, and they're not flashing.
No, they're solid.
They're solid. They're solid, and they're on either end. Where normally, when we're talking about that, the blinking lights, those are normally on the bottom of something, right?
But it almost looks more like they're headlights here.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that. You can see it's like a drone.
Yeah.
You see it? Is it incredible? Courtney, thank you. If you don't mind, we're going to leave this up here for a couple minutes while we chat so people can see it. Folks, if you're listening on the radio and you're able to get to GhostBox Radio with Greg Bakun on Facebook, you can see the video that Courtney has very kindly shared with us. She says, not the greatest video, but caught me off guard. No, you did a great job. She says it sounded like a drone. And I'm just going to kind of go back and forth here because I want to play this again. Let's see. Sounded like a drone, but at first it made no sound. I only noticed it when it started to move. They were solid, not flashing. At first I thought it was a plane. When I witnessed, I didn't have any sound. What I witnessed, I didn't have any sound whatsoever.
Huh.
Isn't that something?
That is so cool.
Yeah, that's really interesting. And, from what we saw on that news, that Fox 9 bit, that is not too dissimilar, is it?
No, not at all. That is very, very much like the same thing they saw.
Yeah, it's this is incredible.
And if you're still listening, was the drone or UAP moving away from you, or is that your camera angle that shoots it off over the porch of the house?
Courtney, would you mind letting us know, because that's super interesting. Here's the other video that she took as well. And yeah, this is because I mean, why? And it's singular. Why is that just flying around?
Yeah, no kidding.
Is it just mapping? I mean, it's
like
she said it moved away from her.
Okay, cool. Because that also goes along with the other report, and the other reports that I've read on Reddit too. It's like as soon as they're noticed, they're bouncing.
Well, here's the interesting thing. Do you remember in the Fox 9 one when they're showing a little bit of that video, and the woman says, "Oh, they can see me. I'm going to act like I'm just driving."
Yeah,
it's kind of a weird thing to say, I thought.
Yeah, but was it? Oh, blah blah blah. Why am I blanking on Betty and Bernard?
Betty and Barney. Yeah.
Barney. Remember their story where they would stop the car and it would hover, and then they'd go and it would follow them.
Well, and I certainly don't blame them for kind of being like, let's just drive through this.
Yeah,
yeah, totally. Courtney says it was in my backyard pretty much, and when I started to record, it moved away. So I mean, kind of the implication of maybe it knew. I mean, I don't know. I mean, but there's so many up in the sky that other people are getting. It's very clear that they are that they don't seem to care that they're being seen. That's my take, at least.
They don't mind being seen, but it looks like they just don't want to be followed or like recorded with good video, because it seems like as soon as anybody's trying to get a clear shot, they're on their way out of the scene.
Now, let me just get back here again. I'm going to go back to this one. Carol says, and Carol is out in New Jersey. Carol says, the ones that I saw only had white lights. I was facing east and they were coming towards me. the changed direction and went north.
So I'm assuming then, since they came from the east, they were coming in off of the Atlantic Ocean then. That is
right. Right. Carol, are there any military bases nearby you? And then Courtney says, in 20 years, we'll have to ask our kids what they were.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much we will.
Yeah. My goodness, huh? This is very, I mean, once again, Courtney, thank you so much for sharing this. I really appreciate this. This is amazing footage. And really appreciate it. We had some comments prior to the break I want to get to. Carol says, and remember, Carol's from New Jersey. Carol said, I was sent video today from a friend who saw a black helicopter shooting what looked like a red beam at the UFO UAPs. That occurrence happened in Paranormal, New Jersey. I don't know if I said that correctly. I apologize if I didn't. That's interesting. And then so Kathy is like surprised that there were no sightings over Great Lakes. We have viewed over Lake Superior. If it's government, they need to fess up. Well, yeah, they do. Yeah. Wade says it's interesting that the drones were seen on the East Coast, New York, Connecticut, and then on the West Coast, Oregon and California. Could they have an underwater base, which is what you had talked about, Adam? The drones have to have enough energy to travel to a location and then back. Consumer drones certainly can't do that. Absolutely, 100%. Mm-hmm. And that does imply that I don't think that's a big surprise, I think, to anyone when you think about all the places that this stuff is being seen now, that they're clearly, to me, in my mind, that there are locations all over that have these.
Oh, yeah. And, especially the West Coast ones, because there's the theory that in between coastal California and Catalina Island, where there's the most UAP sightings in Catalina, that there is a base there somewhere or some sort of underwater alien community.
Kathy asked the question, they want to be noticed. Is the movement smooth or erratic? And Courtney says that in her video, it was smooth. And then she goes on to say there are some high quality drones for sure, nothing cheap. Yeah, no, that's for sure. It's really interesting. We find out that ultimately all this is an ad campaign for Best Buy. No, I'm just kidding. But
I would.
It makes more sense if it was Amazon, though, wouldn't it? If it's drones, like we're delivering your,
well, didn't
your underwear.
Well, didn't Walmart bring that up a few years ago that they were going to try a drone delivery service for that Walmart Plus?
They might have, but I know Amazon had been not actually doing it.
Have they actually been doing it?
Yeah, because there's a news story about a man. I think it might have been Texas. I don't know. A drone went over his house and he started shooting at it and took it down. It was an Amazon drone. Carol says military bases down in South Jersey, 2.5 hours away, and some type of military base that stores weapons. That's interesting. It's interesting. I don't know.
Oh yeah, it absolutely is. Because that's why I'm wondering. I wonder if there's any over Red Wing, because isn't there like nuclear something in Red Wing, Minnesota here?
Sure. Why not? Why?
Well,
sure. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot. There's a lot. This is very interesting. And, I cannot thank all of you tonight for all the information that you've been sharing with us. This is utterly fantastic to get a really good idea. I mean, we're nowhere closer to knowing anything else. But Kathy, when you say Monticello, you mean Monticello where? Because if you're talking about nuclear in Monticello, Minnesota, that is not the case. I know that. But Danielle says Becker has a nuclear plant, so
and Monticello's near Becker, so I wouldn't be
right next door.
Yeah, so
see, I'm thinking more of like weaponry or something. I guess like energy wise, I suppose that makes sense. Yeah, interesting.
I wasn't thinking nukes other than nuclear energy. And wow, that's where your mind went, Orson Welles, with the drone episode.
Oh, you
tonight?
got to understand what's going on up in my head always. I mean, be drone or no drone, it's always in my imagination's in like another world war. You know, that's just kind of how I've been operated. I grew up watching the Nostradamus film, The Man That Could See Tomorrow, I think it was, and it was narrated by Orson Welles. Yeah, that's going to stay with you for, years. So that's just how that is. Wow,
glimpse.
and a chilling glimpse into what goes on up here in my brain. Folks, stay in touch with us. Let us know if you see anything else. Feel free, please send me a note over at comment@ghostboxradio.com, because we can talk more about this, and would love to know if you see anything else, if you have more video you want to share. We'd love to be able to get more information from you. So thank you so very much for all of that. And Jill says, and if it's not government and aliens, instead questions are they taking names? Right, exactly. We're already at the end of the show. We didn't even get the question of the week, and that's fine. We can hold it over or whatever. I think there'll be more to talk about with this, more to come. Hopefully, good stuff. And once again, everyone, thank you for sending in everything. Monday, we're going to have on Tom Conwell. We're going to be talking more about that. And Adam, I think that this was quite enlightening. This was pretty incredible.
This was a wonderful conversation with the listeners. Thank you all so very much.
Very much. I'll be back Monday with Tom Conwell. Everyone have a very safe weekend. Stay warm, and we'll talk to you Monday. Everyone take care.
Come on, you know it's true. Work is almost bearable when the Stephanie Miller